So I'm starting with can hope you all will be able to view my screen, right? So this is your Jmeter console, right? So like first of all, I would like to tell something about brief about Jmeter, what exactly Jmeter is, when it was released. Okay. So here is like Jmeter is a product of Apache, right? So Apache released first version of Jmeter, I guess in 1998, right? So it's entirely an open source project, open source software, and basically it's a pure Java-based application. So you need that you need that to know or install anything apart from Java. This is the only single prerequisite you have to enable on your system. Okay. So initial version was released in 1998, and by now, I guess end of September, we had a version Jmeter 3.3, right? So we will be working on like Jmeter 3.0 as because if you will be working on latest version, so maybe you will come up with some challenges, issues, and may not get the resolutions to your queries because mostly guys are not working on the updated versions. Okay, so 3.0 is also the updated. That's not any absolute version, right? So JMeter is basically mostly you can say it's a load testing tool. Okay, so it's a load testing tool. You can load test web apps. You can load test web apps based on protocol. And Jmeter works on protocol basis. Wherever there's a protocol involved, such as HTTP, HTTPS, you can record different things with Jmeter, right? So you can record HTTP protocol, HTTPS. You can simulate or you can generate load test web services. Then there is action message format is there. Like AMF protocol is used in Flash applications where data is encoded from client and server side. Okay. And similarly, some videos load testing is also performed through JMeter, but like videos load testing things, they are still in dev phase. Okay. So JMeter is able to load test different, different, we can say protocols, right? So you can load test even mobile apps also. So you just need to configure a proxy and you will be able to record any traffic that is involved that is directed to the server through a protocol. Okay. So similarly, Jmeter can help you in load testing your database also. Like in there, you can load test different SQL queries by setting up a JDBC driver. That JDBC driver is nothing, it's a medium between your JMeter and your database, right? It's connecting your JMeter to database. Okay. So similarly, JMeter can load test LDAP systems. LDAP systems are like your centralized Outlook accounts configured in your organizations. Okay. So you can load test FTP protocol also. Okay. So similarly, you can also use Jmeter as a functional automation tool that can be used to automate backend APIs also. Okay. So as I mentioned, like there's only Java's Jmeter prerequisite. You just need to have Java on your system. Okay. And then just go to Apache website. Okay. So you can download the Jmeter from this official website of Apache. Okay. So whatever version you are seeking, you can download it, right? Similarly, like as I mentioned, if you are not interested in the latest version, right, so you can just go to Jmeter Archives or download area, okay, and you can download any version you are looking for. Okay, so once you have downloaded it, so it will be in the, it will seems like this, the zip file. Okay, the moment you will extract it, you will get a nice folders like this. So this is your Jmeter package, which I was discussing about. Okay, so using Jmeter, like you can also load test your client server based desktop apps also. Okay. So in there, what you will do, you will ask your developers to just configure your application in such way like whatever user interaction will be performed. So on the backend SQL queries will get logged, right? And then you will be able to extract these queries and you can use them. Okay. So, Jmeter is a very powerful open source load testing tool currently in market. You can use it on Windows, Linux systems. Okay. So just go to this URL as I mentioned, download Jmeter. Okay. So similarly, you can configure your Jmeter in different environments also. Like you can run it in non-GUI mode and in distributed way, like one master and multiple slaves. Okay, so let's say so Jmeter is the best known open source tool so far in market. There are other tools also like Splunk is there, or Bad Boy is there, right? Locust is there, Bad Boy, Gatling, right? So even SOAP UI and Charles Proxy can also do few things. Let's see, Locust. Similarly, there are paid tools as well. I guess Locust is the paid one also. Loadrunner, VSTS, and then let's see, New Load is there. Okay. So there are a number of tools, but like if we are coming to the open source tools market, so Jmeter is the best open source tool. Okay. So let's come to yes. So have you ever tested a web server? What is the need basically actually? Like why we need Jmeter? But like let's say you want to perform a load test for an application, so you will be needing a number of like multiple virtual users or users. So we cannot ask like 50 or 100 users to perform the logins, right? Even if you will ask it, that will be a complex process, and but still you you will not be able to generate the concurrent transactions, right? So to simulate those things, Jmeter is used. Okay, so it was developed. This is some history related to Jmeter. Like it was developed by Stefano Mazzoshi of Apache. Okay, so just indicating, okay, you can use Jmeter to analyze and measure the performance. Okay. So what basically we use terms of a performance testing. So what exactly performance testing is? Performance testing is nothing. Performance testing is just you are testing your system capabilities in terms of speed, you can say in terms of speed, response. Okay. Uh, just guys, just give me 1 minute. Someone is at my door. Just hold on. Okay, guys. Okay. So we were discussing. Yes. So performance testing, guys, you're testing your system capabilities in terms of speed, response, memory. Okay. You test, okay, if you will provide a certain load, how your system will behave, how your system will behave. Okay. In terms of memory, responsiveness, stability. Okay. So this is performance testing. Right? So so Jmeter is a performance testing tool. You can see that. Okay. So what I have just do, I just go to this package. I just entered the bin folder, right? So you all can also have that bin folder by default only. So you just need to do, you have to just tap this. Okay. So you will get a console, Jmeter console. This one. Okay, so you will get a console. So here is your Jmeter test plan. So we will build a test plan. We will create some virtual users, right? So this defines that group defines your virtual users. Okay. Let's say you want to put a load of 50 users, you can enter this, right? Similarly, you want to ramp up them in 10 seconds, you can mention over here. Okay. And next, let's say, okay, this is which request you want to send 50 times, so you can mention those server details and card details over here. Okay. So we will be taking up this. So I'm just introducing you through Jmeter. So next is, let me complete this. Okay. So you can see this is open source license, friendly UI, platform independent. It just needs Java to be installed on Linux or Windows. Okay, multi-threading. You can visualize test results visually. Installation is quite easy. You just need to download one package. Okay. You can highly extensible, like you can extend its feature by using open source plugins. Okay. And you can perform n number of testing tasks through this. Supports multi protocols as I mentioned. Okay. So this is the basic workflow. We can say like how Jmeter works. Okay. So it just simulates a group of users to a target server. Right. So it sends your request to the target server. Right. Then get the statistics of information of target server. Right. And then with the help of its listener, it generates the test reports. Okay. And different test reports are available in different formats. Okay. So basic flow is what you do. You create a request to target server. This sampler is used to create that request. Okay. Then server response back. Okay. So Jmeter then save all responses. So here is the listeners which displays your results. Okay. And you collect and calculate the statistical information. Okay, and then it is displayed with the help of users. Okay, so this is like how Jmeter works. Right. So one more thing, like Jmeter, like if you want to load test or whatever you want to do, first of all, one will have to record that those requests. Okay. So to record these request Jmeter uses proxy mechanism. Okay. So to connect to proxy, Jmeter connects to the target server. Okay. Proxy. Okay. So we will now discuss how you can connect Jmeter through proxy. Okay. So before that, I will just add few things like about performance testing only, so that everyone will be comfortable with that thing also. So I will just quickly do this. So performance testing is like non-functional testing, as I said, to determine the system responsiveness, stability, reliability, and scalability in different load conditions. Okay. So why is it important? Like in today's world, like user is very impatient. If he sees a certain delay It will not be coming to your web application again. Okay. So there are a number of failures of big businesses due to the performance bottlenecks. Okay. So next, let's say we have different type of performance testing. That is load testing, stress testing, endurance, volume testing, scalability testing, configuration testing. So these are load, stress, endurance, volume, everything you can do with the Jmeter. Right. So here is some beautiful graph you can see about the different testings. So this is, let's say, your system. Okay. So if this is, first of all, let's take what is load testing. Load testing is just when you are testing your system against defined capabilities. Okay. Let's say your system capable to hold a load of 100 users, right? So you will be performing a load test through Jmeter for 100 users only. Okay. So you will just run a load test for 100 users and will measure, okay, what was the state of CPU usage, how memory behaved, how was the network I/O, okay, how was the disk I/O. So you are doing everything as per system capabilities, right? So next is your stress test. So from this picture, you can very well make out, okay, what is stress test. You're just stressing. This is the max design capacity for your system. Okay, so you're just stressing your system beyond your load test capabilities, your system capabilities. So let's say, okay, Praveen, yes, I will be coming to your question. Just let me complete this, then I will have your questions. Okay, let's say you have imposed a load of 200 users or say 300 users, okay, on the same system that is capable of handling 100 users. So this is what stress. Basically, you are just stressing your system beyond its capabilities. Okay. So next is your endurance testing. Right. So endurance testing is nothing. You can see the here soak test, endurance test, 24-hour duration test. Okay. So you're doing nothing. You're just running your load test or stress test for a extended duration of time. Okay. So endurance testing or extended duration test is performed to see any memory related issues like some memory leakages or to see, okay, some database connections are still created in the backend or not. So those kind of things, to debug those things, we need endurance test. Okay. So then is volume spike testing. So you can see from this, like you have just created one spike, like you have just, this is the normal expected utilization. What you have configured, like after running a while, you have just injected a lot of load and just run it for a certain duration and then again relaxes the users to the normal users. Okay. So this is like spike testing. You are just simulating a load, increased load for a certain duration. Okay. So similarly, volume testing is like you you load test your system against the increasing database volume. Let's say when you started your test, the database size was like 10 GB, and then after 1 hour test, you are testing your system against 20 GB of database, and then 30 GB, then 35. So you're basically testing your system against the volume of data, like how your system performs when there is a increased volume of data is available. Okay, so this is volume testing. So there are certain prerequisites. We like you should have stable build and a like different separate build for your performance testing. Okay, and your performance testing environment should be it should be a replica of production environment. Okay, so no other you can say that environment should be dedicatedly available for performance testing. Okay, so performance testing is must nowadays before going live. Okay, and to perform a good performance testing, you should have a complete understanding and knowledge of application architecture. Okay, so this is just one example. Like this is your infra, right? These are the machines from which load is coming, so we call them load injectors. Okay, these are the load injectors. So the request is coming from load injectors. The request first of all goes on ELBs, that is load balancers. So load balancers, what exactly load balancers do? They just they just balance your load on the different nodes available at their backends. Okay. So like when a request come on ELB, it is then forwarded to web servers. So web servers are basically used to serve the static content, right? So let's say now some business logic needs to be executed, then requests will be directed to the application server. Okay. So now application servers, if some interaction is required related to database, so request will be directed to database and then response will be coming back in the same manner request arrived at these systems. Okay. So first of all, you hit ELBs, then request comes on web servers, then it forwarded to application servers, okay, and then it is forwarded to database servers. So you need to know the entire end-to-end architecture. Okay, what set of servers you are using. Okay, what is your like storage? What is your database you have used? So you have to load test. You can load test in a better way if you know your architecture very well. Okay. So next is like there are high level things for performance testing cycle. What you can do, you can run your test. Okay. Analyze it, analyze the reports. Again, run it if we are not getting the things in good way, and then just optimize it. So this phase we call it this performance tuning, like optimizing the system. Okay. So, here is one just something on like there are a different number of problems. Like maybe there can be problems related to database. Okay, your requests are not getting timely served by the database. Okay, some web server problems, right? Some application server problems can also be there due to low network. There can be problems, right? So there are number of problems available at different levels, like ELB level, load balancer level, web server level, app server level, database level, or even at client level, like from where you are running your script. So you need to debug each and everything right? So you have to track end-to-end things. So this is all performance system. This is your performance in an end-to-end environment. Okay. So now let's discuss like uh, what all you have on your mind. So I got something from I guess Praveen. Praveen, what was that? Okay, what parameter we need to load test? Will you please just more like elaborate it? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Praveen, can you just elaborate it?
Yeah, just want to know, what we need to do, calculations everything for the load test.
Pardon?
The calculation part, how to find out the iterations, everything
How to find?
for doing the load test. User iterations.
Okay. Ah, yes, I will tell you this thing also. Just hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, this comes.
Yeah, Varun, just want to know how to design the workload model, WLP.
Okay. Your voice is quite low and noise is there. So can you just do something to reduce that noise?
Can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so you are seeking, okay, what number of users we will need and how we can do, like what number of users, what number of test duration, those things, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. WLP.
okay. So let's come to this. Okay. So here is like Praveen and like all of you, uh, load testing or performance testing is similar to your functional testing. You will not be doing anything before or if you will not have any requirement with you. Okay. So to perform the load testing, things starts from like first of all you will have the non-functional requirement from your stakeholders, from your clients, right? So you will involve in discussion with different subject matter experts, business analysts. So first, first of all, you have to finalize the scenarios. Okay, what is the critical business scenarios? Those you want to load test, right? So you first of all you have to discuss that. Okay, so you will need some critical business need related use cases. Let's say in e-commerce industry, login is login, logout, search, checkout. These all are critical business scenarios. So one e-commerce company will definitely wants to load test these business transactions. Okay. So next, what you can do, you will make out some resource intensive transactions. Okay. So someone will point to you, okay, if you will perform this search, like if you will perform search on some unique ID basis, so it will take lot of resources. If you will perform ID by using some name, it will not take that much resource. So in that case, you will shortlist the search thing on the basis of ID because it will be consuming a lot of consumption. So you will include those scenarios that will resource intensive from your architecture viewpoint. Like say you will include scenarios that will be consuming a lot of resources on app servers, web servers, database. Okay, so such scenarios will always stress your database. So e-commerce users they always have their search in their critical scenarios. Okay, so then there is a production lookup like You will have meetings with BAs to, and then you will have that data available from production logs from BAs. Okay, our end user mostly perform like it goes to landing page, it performs login, and it's go to some product and view that product. Okay, and then just add to cart. This is the most frequently function done by the user. So you will have that feature in your bucket, in your Lotus plan. Okay. So in this way, you can finalize the load testing scenarios like the critical business scenarios, resource intensive transactions, and the frequently transactions done by user. Okay. So they frequently done transactions, they may be related to your core business, or maybe user is just downloading some orders or something like that. Okay. So once your load testing scenarios are finalized, so then you comes to, okay, this is my scenarios. So now you will have the requirement from your product team or BA team. Okay, your home page transaction that should get complete in 1 second. Login transaction in 1 second, search in 4 seconds, log out in 4 seconds. Okay, and what we want, like they say, okay, in half an hour duration, they will give you duration also. Like in half an hour, we want 100 transactions of home page, 1,000 transaction of login, 6,000 of search, 1,000 of log out. Okay, so similarly, you will have this transaction time. Okay, and then they will tell, okay, we need these things like this response time to be between 1 second and transactions to be 1,000 when 200 users are in picture. Okay, so in this way you will have the users, you will have the scenarios, scenarios completion time, number of business transactions. Okay, so similarly they will say, okay, this is your our average user load. So just repeat this test for 400 users. Okay, and similarly they will increase the same load in double peak. Okay, so they will also provide you think time also. Think time is like in real you can say no one performs back to back things like user will come to home page, then it will go to login, then it will go to search, then log out. So some wait time is involved between these transactions. So that is nothing, that is think time. Okay. So client will also provide you, or your product team will provide, okay, once user tap home page, add a wait time of 700 milliseconds, or let's say 1 second between home and login, and then 3 seconds between login and search, right? And then 2 seconds between search and logout. Okay. So in this way, you will have the all requirement you need for your load test. You will be having the users distribution. You will be having the number of transactions you have to achieve. You will have the response time you have to achieve. This is 1 second, 4 seconds. Okay, and you have the think time. Okay, so the client will also give you the distribution also. Okay, we want out of 200 users, 25% should be homepage, 30% should be login, 30% should be search, right? So in this way, it will distinguish your scenarios, like your users. Like 25 users will be keep on tapping homepage, 25 will be involved in performing login, another 25 will be performing login and then performing search, another 25 will be performing login and logout for half an hour. Okay. So you will get the users distribution also, right? So in this way, you will have the requirement, okay, how you can load test and what you have to load test. Then by having these numbers, you have to change this business requirement, functional like this business requirement to your load testing requirement using your Jmeter tool. Okay, so we will discuss it like how you can check whether your response time is within SLA or not. What is the number of transactions you have, what is the user load is there. Okay, so how we can add think time. So each and everything we will do in upcoming sessions. Okay, so more queries like anything on your mind, like whatever we have discussed today, please share. Yes. Anyone have any query or questions regarding this? Anyone having any questions? Okay. So then I will move next. Okay. So next, like I will also show you like what. Uh, Let me just share the Jmeter course content with you guys. Okay. So that you will have the picture. Okay. At what day we will be covering what. Right. So like starting with initially today, we have just gone through the history overview of Jmeter. Okay, different type of performance testings, overview of performance testing. Okay, so why we use this tool, right? So next, we will be covering okay how we can record our test using Jmeter. Okay, like how we can set up proxy, how we can record things in Jmeter, right? So similarly, we will be covering okay different elements, how we can run a test plan, how we can save a test plan in Jmeter, how we can search anything in test plan. Okay, so how we can perform correlation in Jmeter. Correlation is a core of performance testing script. Okay, so we will be discussing that on fourth day. Then thread group will be there on day fifth. Thread group defines okay how many users you want to have in your load test. Okay. Next is controllers. Then is samplers. Okay. Then is listeners. Listeners are there used to view the results of load test. Right. Next is timers. Timers are used to add a think time or time between requests, right? So similarly, we will be covering okay how we can pass on user like test data from CSV to JMeter. Then we will be discussing assertions on day 10, like how we can perform checks, add checks in scripts to assert things. Then I will discuss few things related to Bean Shell. Okay, Bean Shell is a like scripting language like Java. So you can, if you want to write some code, so you can use Bean Shell. So I will share two or three examples for Bean Shell also. Okay. Then we will discuss how we can run multiple scripts through JMeter. Then certain JMeter functions we will discuss, which will generate like we can will discuss how to generate random strings, how to log values on JMeter console. Okay, so yeah, you can see your log values over here when we will log through function. Okay, so similarly, next we will discuss. I will discuss few examples for like how we can do API testing through Jmeter, like how we can send a GET request or a POST request through Jmeter. That also be discussed. Next, I will be discussing like how we can load test database queries, right? So we will be discussing that next. I will discuss okay how we can set up Jmeter in master slave mode in distributed, where load will be actually generating from multiple slaves, and one master node will be containing the results of all load tests. Okay. So similarly, Linux and CMD commands will be discussed that will help to run Jmeter in server client model. Okay. So then some knowledge will be shared how you can generate the raw results for Jmeter. That will help you that will help you later on. Like let's say you have ran a load test today, okay, and you are seeking the results on 5 days or 6 days later on. So we will be discussing like how we can generate JTLs and view results later on. Okay, because your manager can ask for results anytime. Okay. Next, I will like this is I will provide a session on server monitoring also, like how you can monitor your servers when some load is passed on from JMeter. Okay, so I will share some Linux commands with you, and I will also share okay some two profiler JConsole Visual VM, how you can view your server statistics through these tools, right? And we will also be discussing few settings around JMeter, how you can configure the heap settings required for JMeter, and some socket level exceptions also come when you run run a in very huge number of users load from one client. So I will be discussing how to about those socket exceptions. So we'll be discussing these all in our JMeter course content. So any queries till now, like related to Jmeter course content or whatever we discussed today? Hello, anyone with any query? Okay, cool.
Will you be sharing the materials that you are showing?
Yes, yes. These recorded sessions will be shared with you. So don't bother about those that thing.
No, the
Okay.
documents
Each
you are showing the documents, right? The
yes,
different.
if you need the documents also, I can share with you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So documents will be shared with you definitely. Okay. So you need not bother about these documents. These will be available. Just make sure you are getting things. Okay. So if queries are not there, so let's say I will just tell you to do. Yeah. So,
Yeah, hi, hello.
hi, Praveen.
Yeah, just want to know, is there any Selenium integration of testing into this session?
But pardon?
Yes, Selenium integration. I
Yes.
mean, yeah, is there any sections are you going to provide for us?
The Selenium integration is not there, right?
Okay.
But if you need some specifics on that, I can provide that.
Okay, okay, man. Okay.
Okay. Because like in a generalized way, like in course it is not there, but yes, I can provide you the input on like how you can invoke your Selenium test in your JMeter. Like you can just convert your Selenium test into JMeter. or you can import
Okay.
Selenium things
Okay.
in Jmeter, but we will not be covering that thing in our course. Okay, but
Okay.
if you have any query or you want something on input on that, I can provide you one on one on that thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay. So we will be starting. Let's say we will start our next like we will be starting recording. First of all, we will record some requests. Okay. So we will start that recording part from tomorrow. Okay. So for today's part, like I have done with the introduction thing, right? So from tomorrow onwards, we will record it, right? So I will just show you, okay, what is the element which will help us, which help Jmeter to record. That is HTTP test script recorder. Okay. So this is the element which will help to record things. I will just show you one glimpse how you can record things in Jmeter. Entire flow will get recorded in Jmeter. Okay. So just enter one port number through which these Jmeter will connect to the server. Okay.
Varun, Varun, you there? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Varun, Srinidhi here.
Okay. Hi, Srinidhi.
Hi. I just wanted to know, like, how effective is Selenium scripts being integration with the JMeter? Like, what is the main use of it?
Actually, even I haven't done this, but like some query is being pop up, so that's why I just try to address that query. But yes, sometimes what exactly happen is you want to integrate certain tools, right? Okay, so maybe let's say you have integrated your Selenium test into your JMeter thing, and then you want to perform some iterations of those web application calls. In that case, those things happen. So I haven't really tried these things, but yes, they can be done very like nowadays guys are doing. Like what you can do, you can just add the class path of your Selenium jar. Okay, here. So you will add that jar and then you can import those things. So these things maybe some, like Selenium person can better tell like how they use Jmeter, like why they want their integration, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
So maybe the Selenium persons are the best to answer this. But yes, I can say like if some like let's say after arriving at a point they want to perform certain multiple iterations of some request, right? So maybe they are seeking JMeter for that purpose.
Okay.
Okay. So if I will get more onto this, I will get back to you guys on this. Like why your query was like why Selenium is why such need is there, like Selenium test needs to be integrated with JMeter, right?
Yeah, 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 correct.
Okay.
Because
I will
it is
get
completely like a record and playback, and then we can find it out the results. So
right.
by putting it by integrating Selenium, like how
Yes.
effective it is, like is there anything that is improvisation or anything else?
No, improvisation will not be there. I am sure about it. But it's a just alternative way to do things. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay,
like I will get back to you if I will get more onto this. Okay.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
yeah, well, one
yes.
more thing.
Yes, please.
On the distribution that you were talking about, like, is it something in the one console itself? You will have a different users, like 50 users on the home screen and 70 users on the login screen, and then 30 users on the transaction screen. Like that in the one console only we'll be running it, or multiple times that we'll be running it in console?
Uh, um, can you just come up again with the query? Like you're saying the multiple. Yes, please.
Yeah,
You please. Mm.
yeah. You showed about the Excel, and you said like there would be some cases on the distributed time, like 50 users on the home page, and then
Right.
100 on the user login, and then
Okay.
70 on some other page performing the operation.
Yes.
So that will
Yes.
end
Yes.
up
Yes.
calculating the load time and then the response time, how
Okay.
response time of the application. So
Right.
do we need to configure that, or do we need to run that multiple times of it, JMeters, and then check it out?
I will show you. Like we will discuss this in upcoming session, but I will show you how that thing will happen. So that thing will happen with your logical controllers. What you will do is you will maintain four transaction controllers, right?
Okay, okay,
So now let's say now add, as we know, there are some home users, there are some login users, right? So this is like how you will distinguish in Jmeter, right? So this can be, let's say, we name it as login thread group. This is as home thread group, okay, and this is a search thread, okay. So
okay,
now let's say 10 users are for login, 25 are for home, and 20 for search. Hope I address your query, right? So in this way, you will have all users on one console, and we will connect definitely these users through external CSV so that distinct users pass in different thread groups. Okay. So we will discuss this all. Like I will build the entire test plan, which will contain CSVs, users, login transactions, everything. Right. So this is the way like you will have the users in Jmeter.
okay,
So
okay. And one more thing on
yes,
the
yes,
uh, yeah, this results are like it is just an observation of the response code, right?
right.
Nothing on the UI or anything that we can see it.
No, no, you can see it. I will show you how you can view your response also, right? Like
Okay,
you can perform assertions also on the basis of like if you know, okay, you're sure about, okay, this text will be there in your response. You can assert that. You can even see data in response data. So I will show you how you can see the response data. I will just run one quick test for you. So, oh, okay, this is Jmeter 3. Okay, I will just quickly show you because like one other guy is available to take a meeting. So we will just quickly wrap up. So you will see each and everything in upcoming sessions. So
okay,
here is your, like, you will not get the response code only, you will get the response text also, everything. Like you can view this thing in HTML also, right? So whatever your response page will be, you can view those things in this HTML form, textual form, each and everything. Like in this way, your response will be visible. Okay?
okay, okay.
Okay.
And last question.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, on the report section, like, do we have anything like user understandable format or anything that we can integrate into this?
Yes, we will be discussing that. We have This is your debugging listener. Okay. So you will have a separate listener for that. That will give you everything, every response time, number of transactions, and those all things. This will be discussed whatever you are seeking. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will discuss tomorrow same time. Like I will take up from like 6:45 only. Okay. So we will tomorrow discuss how we can record, and we will record our test plan from tomorrow onwards. Okay, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Varun.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. Any queries? Just let me know. We will take it tomorrow also. Okay.